Recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is a software engineer that has applied to over 1,000 applications and only received about 7 interviews, which means their ratio of applications to interviews is about 142 to 1, which is terrible. Which is how you can tell how good or bad your resume is. Like, if your resume is getting 1 interview per 50 applications, it's okay. If your resume is getting 1 interview per 150 applications, like this person, it's garbage. And when people use my method, they get 1 interview per 7 applications on average. So let's see what is wrong with this resume, and something is wrong if it's taking them that long to get an interview. So what do we need for a software engineer? Well, we need you to pick a stack. Software engineering is stack-based hiring. Are there agnostic roles and language agnostic roles? Yes. Will you be able to find them? No. No, you will not. So I need this resume tailored to either full stack, backend Java, backend Python, backend C#.NET, front end, or AI engineer. Those are the most common ones. So you need to pick a stack as a software engineer. So I don't know what I'm looking for, so I'm going to say, hey, if I can find the stack of this, then I can see what it is. So recruiters only have 20 seconds to find what we need. If we cannot find it in 20 seconds, we reject your resume. And I do more than tech, but right now tech is in the toilet. So 90% of the resumes sent to me are tech and are full stack. 90% of the resumes are full stack. It's the most common resume type. So let's see if I can find out what stack this is in 20 seconds. And go. Where's your education? You have a bachelor's in... Okay, good. You have it. All right. Optimize SQL. Okay. Doesn't matter. Python. Okay. Doesn't matter. Okay. And Java. Doesn't matter. Time. Yeah, I understand why this person is getting rejected. So there's no stack. This is so broad as to be useless. Which is really hard for me to review because if you don't pick a stack, I can't super help you. So as an example, I'm just going to say I saw Java and Python. So for Java, right, the Java keywords, which is what the hiring team needs, is going to be this. So this would be for a Java software engineer, which would be Java, Spring, Spring Boot, Maven, SDLC, SQL, RESTful API, REST APIs, microservices, CI/CD, object-oriented programming, Git, Linux, Unix, Agile, Scrum, Cloud, architecting or systems work, Hibernate, Docker, Kubernetes, Kafka, and rare but nice to have a little bit of the full stack, DevOps, and RabbitMQ AI. So the problem I have is this does not have any of that besides SQL, and their bullet points are awful because we are not keyword hunting. Are these keywords? Yes. Are these what we're looking for? Yes. Are we keyword hunting? No. So what a keyword is what the hiring team needs, and there is a bit of a misunderstanding of who makes the keywords. Recruiters do not make keywords. We do not go to a manager and say, manager, we're going to find you Java, Git, and Linux. The manager themselves comes to us and says, Lee, I need you to find somebody that has this stuff. So these are keywords, but a qualification, which we're actually hunting for, is not keyword hunting. A qualification is keyword, which is what you've done, plus how you've done it, plus the business reasons that you've done it, the non-technical why you've done it, and where you've done it. And if it's not what, how, business-wise, where, it doesn't count. So even though this person had, let's say, 2 of these, right? Which, to be clear, you need 75% of these to move forward in qualification format. They had optimized SQL, that is a keyword, extractions powering a large-scale database migration from production to QA and new production environments, cutting data extraction time and ensuring reliable, consistent data. That is not what we're looking for and is garbage. This is one of the reasons it's bad. We cannot use that because that is not a qualification. That is just a keyword. You need to tell me why you did it in a non-technical way. And you don't want numbers. The only numbers you should have in your resume are your dates of employment and your phone number and specifically for software engineers, is if you've built company's infrastructure and how many daily users of that infrastructure that people use, how many people use your infrastructure daily. That is the only others. And if you're in sales or your leadership bullet points, those are the three reasons you want numbers: is the infrastructure, daily users, or weekly or monthly. The sales sales resumes need numbers, and leadership resumes need numbers. Otherwise, you do not want numbers. So these 70% and these 50% are not qualifications. So this does not count. So this also does not count. Because remember, qualifications, not keywords. A keyword is a part of a qualification, but is not fully the qualification. This person also made the mistake of adding a bunch of hamburgers or a bunch of hot dogs when I need hamburgers. Sorry, I'm still suffering from migraines. It should be better in about a video or two. So my words I'm slurring over them a little bit and I'm mispronouncing them and I'm stuttering a little bit more, but that's just because I suffer from migraines. But if your resume is good enough to get past a recruiter that is in agony with migraines, then guess what? It's a good resume, because sometimes that's going to happen. So this person has too many hot dogs. I want you to imagine that you are hungry and you go to a restaurant and I would like a single hamburger. And the waiter says, all right, coming right up. And they bring you 3 hot dogs on a plate. And you say, what is this? I wanted a hamburger. These are hot dogs. And the waiter says, well, a hot dog has meat just like a hamburger. A hot dog has buns just like a hamburger. And a hot dog can have condiments just like a hamburger, like ketchup, mustard, and tomatoes. So when you actually wanted a hamburger, what you really meant was a hot dog. And you would walk away without paying. And that is the problem with this: is detect field level mismatch across financial data set. Hot dog. Reducing reconciliation time by 70%. Why do I care about that? I don't. Why do I care about data integrity across products and environments? I don't. You need to make sure your resume is non-technical besides this stuff. You need to directly state why you did what you did in a non-technical manner. Because if you do not do it, the hiring manager will reject you. Drove cross-functional alignment between engineering, product, and compliance teams. Validate financial data. Enforce business logic accuracy. Ensuring here actually is okay. So you know what? This is sad. This is a bad sentence, but they actually got the non-technical thing right. At this right here, where did it go? Here. This is a hot dog. Right here, the stuff in red. This stuff completely irrelevant to what I want. But how they wrote this part, ensuring technical solutions met regulatory and product requirements on time, is the business why. They failed because they did not have the keyword, but that is how you want to write the non-technical stuff. That is actually a successful version of writing the non-technical. You still need the keyword in the sentence. So like up here, they had the reverse problem, is all they had was this, which, by the way, you want a minimum of 3 keywords per bullet point, a maximum of 6. This is the right keyword. They tell me how they do it, but it doesn't count because this does not tell me the non-technical why. So they did the opposite problem in the beginning. So you really need to make sure your bullet points are aligned with the what, how, why, and where. If you do not do what, how, why, and where, you are going to get rejected. That is the most important thing about your resume. Also, where is just not in a summary or skill section. That's all where is. So they did the where. Because this skill section, right? Again, I can't use it. I can't use anything here because it does not tell me where you did it. It does not tell me how you did it. And it doesn't tell me the non-technical reason you did it. So you cannot use skill section. So it might not exist. Formatting wise, this is also very difficult to read. Your resume should look like this. This is how you do it. The link is in the description below. But the formatting is also bad. And I know they have a gap here, but it's not that bad. candidates freak out about gaps more than hiring teams do. As long as the gap is less than 2 years, which this person is approaching, but they're not quite there yet, you're fine. So as long as your gap is not 2 years, you're fine. Once it gets to about 2 years, you're gonna start lowering your application ratio, and there's just nothing anybody can really do about it. So instead of a 1-7 that I could get you, you'd probably get closer to a 1-20, maybe a 1-22, just because that's just how that works, unfortunately. So that's all I can really do in this resume. But if you want to know why this resume is garbage, to summarize, it tells me. It doesn't tell me what they've done. It has no qualifications, and it's too broad. You don't want to make your resume for multiple jobs. You also don't want to tailor it for the same job, right? There's a healthy in between of tailor your resume to a job title. In this case, that would be a particular type of software engineer. I don't know what kind that is because this person has everything, so I have no idea. But in this case, you would title it to, one of these stacks, and then use that stack resume to mass apply. That goes for everybody not in tech as well. If you're in sales, you make a sales resume. If you're in marketing, you make a marketing resume. You make your resume to the job title, not the job itself. So that's all I can do for this resume, but that is why this is getting over 150 applications to get a single interview, is because it is garbage and does not contain what we need. What, how, why, where is what you want. But before we go to the next one, I just want to thank my members. Thank you very much for supporting my channel on YouTube. Your support means a lot to me. I could not do this without all of y'all, and your support helps me keep making these videos. So if you want to support the channel and get get access to my videos early, you can click the link below to join as a member. Thank you very much to all my members. And if you all ever need more help for members and non-members, stop by my Twitch or YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter, as that is where I review these resumes live and I can help you get ahead of your job search. But let's go to the next resume. This is an actual backend Java developer. This person has stated that I joined as a Postgres DBA after my college, and I left because of mental health. Now wanted to work on Java. I got a job as a backend developer, and I applied in different companies for job roles, both fresher and experienced roles, preferably remote, but not getting any interviews. So they're getting literally none. So, couple of things. My advice does work in India. I have gotten plenty of people jobs in India. I am a US-based recruiter, but I gotten people jobs in Canada, the US, Mexico, EU, UK, Africa, I believe Singapore, and India. So my advice does work in India. The one thing I don't know about is the remote job market in India. So in the US, which again, this could be different outside the US, if you do not have 5 years experience, you are probably not going to get a remote role. The chances of you getting a remote role with less than 5 years of experience in the US is very, 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 very slim. It is just that difficult to get a remote role, and they are only really hiring people with 5+ years experience. So if you are applying to remote roles and you have less than 5 years, you're probably not going to get any interviews. So let's see what's wrong with this resume, but we already know what we're looking for up here. So 20 seconds on the clock. Is this good? No, they've gotten literally 0, although it might just be because they're applying to, again, remote roles. And go. Okay, this doesn't matter. Working on a backend API for blank technologies using Java. I don't care about that. Spring Boot. This doesn't matter. What is this? Why does that matter? It doesn't. Hot dog. RESTful API, hot dog, worked with Azure Hub, hot dog, Splunk, hot dog, time. Okay, so first things first, your formatting is hard to read. Use this formatting. Second off, at least in the US, again, there are some slight differences outside the US, but you don't need to tell me when you started. In fact, if you want, you can even put status graduated. But you don't need to tell me when you started, only that you did it. The second thing I have with this is I don't care about Java 21. I care about Java. And because you put something that was different than this, I have to discount it. Now, I bet there's a lot of it rage inducing because you're like, well, Lee, X means Y. No, it doesn't. Anything on your resume implies something else. It implies you do not have that. You can never imply you have something. You have to state it. Java 21 could be different than Java, because if Java is different than JavaScript, then Java 21 might be different than Java, because Node.js is technically different than some of the other stuff. So that may be rage inducing, but unfortunately that's the truth. So you cannot state something else. It's the same thing of, I am looking for Spring or Spring Boot, not Spring JPA. This does not count because you put JPA. My baddest is, I don't know what that is. That is completely irrelevant. SQL, just say SQL in a large scale mono repo. But again, why did you do this? Why? Really, why? What was the point of this? Why did you do a large scale mono repo architecture? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Also, let's see, contributed to the enterprise healthcare service by developing and maintaining RESTful APIs, business logic, and database integrations. Again, why was this important? I don't know. You did not tell me. Why was this important? In addition, this only has, well, technically this only has one keyword because you put Java 21 instead of Java. This only has one. This has 0 because, again, I'm looking for Azure. I'm not looking for Azure Event Hub. So this has 0. This has 1. This has 2. That's an extra credit. That's extra credit. So that one doesn't fully count. That's like 1.5. But again, you don't tell me why you did it either. So even if you have the keywords, they wouldn't count. Like, why did you distribute login, event streaming, and monitoring across microservices and backend systems? What was the point of that? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Why did you collaborate in Agile Scrum? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Why did you fully develop, deploy, and maintain the website using React and TypeScript? I don't know. You didn't tell me. What was the point of that? Why was it important? I don't know. You didn't tell me. So this is part of the reason this is all of the reasons that you're struggling is A, if you are applying for remote roles, no, you don't have enough experience for remote roles. B, you don't have the keywords. C, even when you did have the keywords, you did not have the qualifications. This resume is filled to the brim with hot dogs, and it does not tell me how you've done it. You need to take this resume and you need to delete it because I don't think there is anything salvageable about any of this. I don't see any of it. It is filled with stuff that is irrelevant. All it is a hot dog. And if it's a hot dog, I don't want it. I only want hamburgers. So you need to redo this. You need to fix the formatting. You need to actually include things that are relevant to the role. And you need to tell me the non-technical reasons that you've used them. What was the point of it? Why did the business ask you to do that? Next, resume. This is a product integration engineer. So what we want is going to vary. And it's going to be, we're going to need degree. We're going to need your industry. And the problem with this is your industry is going to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting in this resume. Like, you need probably about 50% of the rest of the stuff, but the industry itself is like the big one. Like, are you working on brake engines? Are you working on wheels? Are you working on computers and hardware and brain, like circuit chips? So what you're working on is going to change, but we do want to see that you have process development and integration. We do want to see that you have R&D. We want to see Python, MATLAB, SolidWorks, and CAD. You don't need all of those, but maybe like 2 of them is good. We want to see that you can communicate technical details to non-technical people and produce product requirements from stakeholders. And a lot of them said Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Minitab. That's it. A lot of them said that. So this person has only gotten 1 interview, but it's been about 50 applications. So that's really not enough. Again, I can get you a 1 in 7, but you need to apply for at least like 2 weeks because sometimes you have an off week and then the next week you get like 8 interviews in a day. Let's see. So let's see what we can find. So 20 seconds is on the clock. And go. Okay, what do you mean by this? BS and okay, good. This probably doesn't matter. Used advanced product planning to support fuel pumps. Game compliant product approval deliverables. What is what? Developed a Ford design failure worksheet in Excel. Good. Why is this important? And time. Okay, so first things first, you need to. This is a case where you actually want a summary. What do you mean U.S. visa holder? Are you on an H-1B? Are you on a TN visa? Because the difference between a TN visa and an H-1B visa is night and day. You know how easy it is for a Canadian to get work authorization in the US? You can get it before your friend parks. You know how hard it is to get work authorization in the US if you are outside of Canada? It can take 10 years. I need to know how I can work with your visa. Because if it's a handshake at the border, which it might be, I need to know that. You need to tell me, as I am, all I need to do is sign a paperwork and I can work for any country in the US, no authorization or anything required. Like you gotta tell me, because there's a difference between a TN visa and an H-1B visa. Second, I don't think this cert matters. If you don't have it anywhere here, then it can. But my big problem with this resume is it's way too technical, bro. Also, the lines are way too big. Like, you want a max of 3. All right, don't go past 3. Three lines in each of this. And right now, every single one of these is 4 lines except for this. It's way too bulky, especially because you've only gotten. Let's see. Yeah, you've only got about a year's experience. Yeah, you don't need this many bullet points. They don't need to be this big. And then here's my problem is I didn't see anything that was looking for APQP. Not a single thing. Like, I need you to double check these roles and figure it out, because like it doesn't look like this stuff is a hamburger. It looks like this is a hot dog. And then again, what is launch readiness? What does that mean? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Why is that important? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Developed a Ford-specific design failure mode and effects analyst. Maybe this is specific to the industry. Worksheet in Excel. Good. That's what I'm actually looking for. To evaluate an engine stall severity range. Again, like what? This is the part I don't get is why is this important? Why is it important that you evaluated an engine stall? I don't know. Executed a fuel delivery design validation, building customer base, requesting gasoline. Again, why is launch? What is launch readiness? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Why is it important? I don't know. Why is this important? I don't know. This one I actually like, but it only has 2 keywords and I need 3. You like, even if some of these keywords are correct, I severely doubt all of them are. This reads to me like you are overcompensating with a bunch of tech stuff. Like, you will need to dig deep and find the correct industry stuff, but it shouldn't be this deep. Like, I don't want to know Ford's alignment with national traffic. Why does that matter? You know what you could have said? To ensure our cars met all government guidelines. I'd rather you just say that making sure Ford met all government guidelines rather than national highway safety. Aligning customer requirements, product design, and completing pre-release. Like, what is product? To ensure we met all product deadlines is fine, but not compiling production part approval. Like, there's so much in here that even though I'm not sure this is exactly correct based on your industry, it feels to me like you are adding too much stuff. And I need you to pare it down. Less is more in this case. Next resume. This is a C#.NET software engineer. So what do we need? We need C#.NET, SQL, .NET Core, Azure, Git, Agile, RESTful APIs. Actually, I should have taken out Agile. Agile is not as necessary. So Azure, Git, RESTful APIs, DevOps, CI/CD, Git, which I have it twice. This is where my head's at today. ASP.NET. And then nice to have is full stack, TypeScript, JavaScript, React, Angular, microservices, and Kubernetes. So let's see if we can find it in 20 seconds. This person said, I am in between jobs, still getting the severance, close to 3 years of experience. Okay. Well, I would recommend changing your resume to it. You don't want to get caught off in the background check. But I'm glad that you're at least okay for now. So 20 seconds on the clock. And go. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Develop RESTful APIs in C#.NET. Nope, not 8. And ASP.core to migrate a Fortune 100 life insurance company's platform to a microservice. Why did you do this? Resolved critical database timeout errors on a high volume table by implementing a bulk. This is almost entirely hot dogs. Extracted cross business into time. No. So there's not a ton here, but also you somehow still didn't have it. So remember, I'm not looking for .NET 8. I'm looking for .NET. You need to be specific. ASP core, again, I don't think I'm looking for ASP.NET. I'm looking for .NET Core. I understand these may be the same things, but it doesn't matter. There needs to be a comma between them. In this case, it should be ASP.NET and .NET Core. And then the problem I have with this is, why did you migrate them? What was the purpose of migrating them? Why is it important that you migrated a Fortune 100, which is completely irrelevant information, life insurance company's legacy VB platform to a microservices architecture? I don't know. Was it to save costs? I don't know. Was it to make a lag-free experience for the users? I don't know. You didn't tell me. You need to tell me. And then here, resolved critical database timeout errors on a high-volume table by blah, 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 blah. The only thing I actually care about is SQL Server. Everything else besides that is completely a hot dog. Hot dog, 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 hot dog. And then why do I care about a reduction in transaction time? I don't. You need to be specific. No numbers. Okay, what did you do? What was the point of reducing that time? So customers could have a better experience? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Extracted cross-module business logic embedded inside legacy stored procedures to separate applicate. Why? That's entirely a hot dog. There's literally nothing there that I could use to move you forward. Again, I'm not looking for GitHub Copilot. I'm looking for GitHub. You need to be specific. And then why do I care about root causes? What would have happened if there was an inconsistency in this? I don't know. You didn't tell me. What was the point of that? I don't know. You didn't tell me. So not only did you not do the here, how, what, why, where, you don't even have enough qualifications. This one has enough, right? But again, you don't tell me why. This one has 0. This one has 1. This one has 1. This one has enough, right? This is at least 3. But even in the small amount of things that I have is, I don't see Azure. I don't see DevOps. I don't see CI/CD. And I don't see .NET Core. I see ASP.NET Core, but not .NET Core. But a bigger issue is, like, there's not a lot to this list, and you still are missing 50% of it. Now, it may be possible that you do not have Azure. If you don't, you're in for a bad time. Because, yeah, it's going to be a problem. It's not impossible, but it is going to be a problem. But I need the rest of it. This resume feels like there's nothing in it. And again, mentor new team members, stakeholders, received an individual excellence award. But why did that matter? Why do I care that you got that? You don't want to brag. Stop bragging in your resume. I truly do not care. The manager does not care. Just tell me what you did and make sure it's a part of this. But this is why you are struggling to get interviews, is you just don't have enough to move forward. There's too many hot dogs. Next resume. This is a resume of a software engineer intern who docs themselves, so I cannot scroll past this page. This is all that we're going to have to review, so please, when you submit your resume, don't put your phone number, your email, just put blank or 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. All right, please don't dox yourself. All right, so what do we need for an intern? We need degree, a basic knowledge of the tech stack. And I mean basic, right? Like, we're not talking about crazy floop flops and pickles and hyper what's-its. We're talking about, like, a basic language, so C#.NET, Java, Python, SQL, Cloud, RESTful API, AI, object-oriented programming. That's it. That's really all the crazy tech stack stuff we need. If you want to get into Fang, this is what you do, because I've gotten people internships at Fang. So the ability to work well with others is critical, in fact, arguably more important than the tech itself, and the ability to take direction and criticism. So those are the 4 things we need: degree, the basic knowledge of the tech stack, ability to work well with others, and take direction and criticism. Is this a good or bad resume? The answer is unknown. It is new. So we do not know. It is a newer resume. So let's find out if this is good or garbage. Boop. And go. Formatting is awful. This doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay. Build a node in TypeScript. Stop bolding for Zendesk agents. Okay. Built a server-side Stripe. Hot dog. You already mentioned this, so it doesn't matter. Time. Your formatting is atrocious. Your bullet points are not awful. You actually have some okay bullet points. It's just, this is so bad, bro. Like, no one's going to be able to read this. The font is so small. There's so much bolding. If you notice, this only has a couple of things bolded. It has this, it has this, it has this, and then if you have a project section, it would be that. Those are the only things I need you to bold. Please do not bold all of this. Your formatting is one of the biggest problems I have in this resume. Also, you just don't have enough stuff. Like, this only has 2 keywords. This has 0 keywords. This one has 1, 2. No, 1, because you didn't tell me what kind of agentic stuff it is and what you used to build it. You cannot repeat the same keyword. It doesn't count. You repeat it in a different job, not in the same one. And then, yeah, like, I actually like your why you did it. Like, you're on the right track, but, like, I'm telling you, man, you need to fix this formatting. This is... Even if I didn't already have a migraine, this would have probably triggered one. Like, the font is so small. It's so crunched up together. There's so much bolding. And you have the tech and you wrote it right, but I don't see that you can work with other people. I don't see that you can take direction and criticism. And I need at least 1 bullet point for that each. And I don't see it. So you meet the tech requirements, but the tech requirements are, again, they're only about 30% of your grade. The ability to work well with others and take direction and criticism are each 33% of your grade as well. I need you to show that. Again, you did the how, what, why right. I need the things I actually need. So, yeah, good job writing the sentences. You will have to delete this resume because, again, it's so hard to read. I cannot tell you how difficult this resume is to read. Like, you have to remember the mindset of the person reading your resume is they, on average, have 35 to 75 open roles. We go through about 120 resumes in, I would say, about 45 minutes to an hour. And when you go through that many resumes that quickly and you get to one that looks like this, your eyes gloss over. Despite the fact that you wrote some actually good sentences. You wrote some terrible sentences too, but there, at least you have some that are good. So please fix your formatting and make sure you tell me that you can work well with others and take direction and criticism. But you wrote your bullet points right when you did it right. So good job on that. But that's all I can do for this. So that is the end of this video. I just want to thank you all for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. And if anybody ever needs more help, they can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter and right here on YouTube. And to my members, thank you very much for supporting this channel. My members get access to my videos early. And if you want to join, you can join in the link below. But thank you for supporting me. I am a small channel, and your support allows me to keep doing this and helping more people. So if y'all want to keep seeing this, please be a member, and I will just thank you very much for your support. But that is it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Later.